All right, this is the first podcast of our Rise of Nations podcast. We
Nobody's gonna watch this. We're just doing this for fun. So if you
yes, we
just
are.
already clicked off,
So
it's gonna be
any,
a shit show of cringe.
yes, it may be cringe. So, anyways, we're just gonna talk about things that we want for Rise of Nations, things that are in Rise of Nations, and just Rise of Nations in general. So I would like to first talk about the new electronics update, about how everyone is angry about it. I never started using. I'm relatively new. I've started this year, and it's a really good game. And I didn't really use electronics because so at first I thought no AI won't accept trades, so I don't know why everyone valued them so much. Then I found out they did. So I'm here with my friend Gus. What do you think about this?
I don't know. I'm mixed here. It's. I feel like it's alright because most of the time I'm like shit at doing the column, so I just usually do it if I'm like desperate or something. If I'm just like trying to grow my military and have like 4 million manpower saved, and I only
Yeah. So
yeah. It's mixed for me
so
personally.
I think that there's a lot of ratio going on. Gen Z term for anyone who's over 13, I guess.
Oh my
um,
God, ratio!
but anyways, people are making jokes that usually on the Rise of Nations Discord, okay, that he usually puts a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and most over 2,000 people said thumbs down, but 1,000 people said they supported the electronics update. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think that they should add something where, like, when you're scrolling down, they should have units, and people can only start with the first one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because then there's no way that you could run out. You know, it would. You'd eventually get to smaller nations, but still. Um.
I'm actually joining the Rise Nations Discord at this
All right.
time.
So yeah. Also, some new releasables were added. Right for Britain.
Yes,
Yes.
and I believe that there's a map Britain.
Nice.
Should I? I think I might go check it out here to
Okay, so
here.
he will be good. He will be on the Resonations Discord. So, anyways,
Yeah, first I'm gonna just tell you the information and join
okay.
Rise
All right, you read it out. You read it out.
Alright, I'm joining. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Uh, let's just sort of talk about like how do we like.
So I'm
I feel
gonna.
like recently.
Can you All right, read me the the last three updates. Okay.
Okay, so I need to join Discord. I'm
Okay.
trying to find the.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I don't really care. I know that you don't really join big discords, and this is our first one.
Yes.
Like, if there's trolls out there, just know that we're kind of young. We don't
Yes,
really
you
care.
could already tell.
Yes,
Too.
as you can tell by our voices. So, anyways, I would say that releasables on big countries are a big thing. I think they're kind of cool because, like, when a country collapses, then it adds a lot of more countries to play as when you're joining late servers. For example, China, like Shangzi. Shangzi players always go big. Um, so I really think that adding releasables for Britain was a good idea. No one plays on them. The Brazilian ones were good too, like Nordeste and stuff. But anyways, how's the joining server thing?
I'm looking. Does he has a YouTube? I'm looking at the wiki of the Rising Nations.
You know, we can just talk about Rise of Nations. I don't really think that people care.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Rising
We are. um, we don't have to read the
Oh,
last three updates.
I found a video.
Alright.
So, near border update. Yes, I was correct. And two more islands currently under British control. That
Yeah.
Ireland got new borders, and there are 7 new releasables in Britain.
Okay. So, no one's gonna really know about the releasables of Britain since I'm an
Yeah.
American and I'm not stupid in geography like Europeans think, but I have no idea about regions of Britain. Like the only regions I know are Northern Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland, and that's it. So I don't really think that the majority of people who play it are gonna know about the
Yes.
releasables.
I also checked out the update when it came out. I feel like this will be very impractical because when you try and release a nation, one of them I just played as random. Only had when you just immediately join 6k manpower, not 10,000. Can't even spawn in one. And for comparison, the entire United Britain gets around 300k if I'm correct. Maybe even 600. I do not remember, but it's more than 100k.
Yeah.
I think 400. So
A lot of people are mad about how fascism is getting an update, so then communism almost has no power. I do not get why people are getting so mad about this, because if it's really that better, just change to fascism, you know? Like, if something's better, like, let's say let's take another example. Let's say for our viewers who don't know about aviation, let's say you are let's say you are a Boeing salesman, and you're like, hey, we released a new Boeing 737. It's better, and the client's like, oh, but we have so many of these. It's stupid that you made this one better. Or let's just say there's another model that the client has. Then why don't they just get that one? I mean, if it's the same price, because the bottom, almost all of them are relatively better. Why don't you just pick fascism? Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So let's now talk about ideas for Rise of Nations. I'm thinking.
You're just ignoring that. Oh, I thought you said me. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry.
Say again.
I thought you said we weren't. My bad. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I don't care. So, Gus, is there anything you would like to talk about?
Uh, no, not really. The only one I'm really know is in private servers or some. You're able to like. Okay, I'm gonna start out with one I've been wanting quite a bit.
Okay.
Is if you these puppets of I forgot what it's called, but it's a German province thing. You should be able. I feel like to pressure if you invade. I feel like that'd be
Okay,
a cool
you were
idea.
glitching out a bit, but you were talking about Poland and Germany.
I said, let me repeat this again. I'm so sorry, my
It's
connection
fine.
is bad. I was thinking if least a province, I forgot the name, but it is already in the game. I feel like if you play as Germany and you invade Poland, since it's hard to explain, but I feel like you should just be able to Russia. That's all I was gonna try and say.
Form Prussia.
I feel like that'd be
Yeah.
yes.
Did they
And
have a
also,
Did they have a Prussia formable?
no, they do not. I think they should.
I actually did not know that, and that's actually kind of raging me right now, because Prussia,
Yes.
as we know, is definitely one of the top 10 old countries that we all love. Well, not all of us, but at least it's very popular. I don't really know that much about the history, but Gus does for anyone who loves history.
Yeah, I've been studying 1800s.
Because like
Anyways,
if they have stuff like Qing Dynasty and Guago, or I don't want to be offensive, the Korean formidable for North Korea. If they have all of those and they're not even really, no one really knows about them, then why don't they have Prussia?
yes. Another thing I think personally is that there should be a formidable British Raj.
Yeah, the thing is that for I think they did for Pakistan or Afghanistan. I think they do have British Raj. I had no idea, but they should have it
Wait, I
for.
don't know.
I don't remember
Like
either.
India.
Yes, this podcast is kind of funny for people who like don't know fully about the full game, and they're like, I think they have it.
I think they have it. I have no idea what
like,
the fuck I'm doing.
I also I've been wanting this. I want hundreds of more. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not over exaggerating. Hundreds of more ideologies because the ideologies that I have are just the ones that most countries are that the average population or the average person will know of. Like, have you I'm sure Gus, my friend, um, would know like some ideologies like like Maoism.
Stalinism, social, democratic, stuff like that, yes.
Yeah. They
But I
should.
don't feel like it should be at a huge, because we already know Hyperant. He's got a lot of games. He's got Neo Warfare X, which is a game you should play if you enjoy aviation. Like,
And he has Aeronautica. He has a lot of projects, and
he really does.
If Hyperant ever watches this, which he most likely won't, I
Yes,
don't want to
it's like
pressure him.
$0.
Yeah, I never want to pressure anyone, but these
Yes,
are just ideas. We have no idea what we're doing.
yeah, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We don't know how hard it is.
Yeah.
I'm not a game developer.
Yeah. I think that a lot of totally off topic, but I think a lot of people just don't really know that he has so many games. Like I saw a Rise of Nations slander meme, and it's like people explaining why Hyperant did, like it was about how Hyperant doesn't update the game enough.
Yeah.
And I just think that people should lay off. Like on his Discord and his Roblox account, he said too many projects and not enough time. That's his quote, and. Um, for someone that big, if that's their quote, you know that they don't.
Yes.
So,
I
anyways,
agree. Like, I feel like I would not give a fuck because how much work he has. If he just takes, like, he's just over much. He just takes a break for 2 months. Nobody would care. He's
yeah,
just doing much for
I
it. So he
do.
does.
I mean, like, I eventually do think that he is going to, um, I don't know. He's the kind of guy who he doesn't want it to, because like electronics are so easy to get basically free money. So I understand why, because it's gonna make the game like not as easy, or like I mean it's the same equivalent of Minecraft could just give you free diamonds if you traded the villager wood. That's basically how
Yeah.
it is. But
Yes, I feel like it definitely should be nerfed. So, isn't
like
it? Yeah, I think buff is better and nerf is worse.
yeah, I just think that maybe he shouldn't revoke the update, but just make one that's similar to that, you know? Because like it's now a little bit impossible to play as micronations, like Cook Island players, um, Palau players, Moldova. I don't know. But there are a ton of countries that rely on electronics for money in Rise of Nations, and uh, I don't really think that a lot of people love like not
Yeah.
not that many people are micronations enjoyers. People who are, I'm not kidding, are chads. Um, so I definitely think
Is it alright if I could bring up a topic get back? But I just checked his account. I want to say how much games he has.
yeah,
Like proof of how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
wait,
13, 14,
you're not
15,
kidding.
16, 17. Wait, no, my bad. Be back. And
Oh, pause real quick.
he has 14 games.
Jesus. Yeah.
But
So
I'm gonna count it as only as because most of them are just default. I'm
yeah,
going to count that as 5, but that is still quite a bit.
yeah, that is like no, and I don't know how it is to be a developer. I used to like coding a little bit. I thought it was kind of cool, A couple summers ago, I took coding classes online, and they were really basic. And I almost got to Python, which is just a coding language that most people on Earth would not know what that is.
I feel like a lot of people know Python. Well,
Oh,
not like know it, like
yeah, you're right. I kind
don't
of
know
phrased
it.
that wrong,
Yeah.
but um,
Yes.
I don't know why I didn't really think people would know that, but yeah.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So stop hating on Hyperint, man. Just stop. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Neo Warfare gets updated. Like, they have. I think Hyperint is the only one who works on Rise of Nations, and
Yeah.
and for Neo, which is his other game, that doesn't get a lot of players, by the way. It
Yes,
only
there's
gets,
not as much videos, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
still a very good game.
It's one of
Probably
those games.
because it's very tough to learn, but once you learn it, it is so fun. You get that reward instantly.
Yes, this video is sponsored by Hyperint.
Yes, this
Yes.
video is sponsored by Hyper. Buy your new Warfare X and Rise of Nations update. Why would you buy it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hyper ran buy his game passes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, um, what are some, we haven't been playing Rise of Nations for that long, but we've come a long way. Like, biomes and stuff, everything has been added. There are so many things that have been added just like this year that made a huge impact, like biomes and nukes are very useless because they're not useless, they're just so hard to get.
They just take so long to like research.
I've
But
made
yeah,
I've launched a nuclear weapon in Rise of Nations, and let me tell you, it was extremely fun. I was playing as Japan, and I was able to form Empire of Japan in a public server, by the way.
Please don't tell me America when Hiroshima.
Oh, I don't know what did I do it with. Anyways, I was able to get a lot of land as Empire of Japan. I was able to go beyond what I thought I would be able to, and the reason why is because apparently I was in an old server, and that's really the only way you can get nukes. Basically, you can't really get them in new servers, you know. But anyways, someone apparently before I left had only gotten just almost all of the countries that you need to get Empire of Japan, and then just left out 2. So then I was like, ooh, I can get free formidable. So then this someone had a lot. I was invading Pakistan since they had silos, and Soviet Union. So someone playing at Soviet Union, and they were giving me a lot of enriched uranium, so that helped. But oh crap! I just dropped the pen.
No, we dropped the pen.
Anyways. Yeah, so I would say that nukes are one thing that made a huge impact, but also not a huge impact.
I agree.
Because for some reason, pro players, they always get silos when they don't invade countries, and I think it can actually give you money. I think if you have silos. But anyways, let's talk about a new topic. Let's talk about yeah. So I'm thinking special forces. Like, yes, you know U.S. Navy SEALs, right?
Well, we were talking about Rising Nations, but it's sort of similar. We're talking about.
No, I'm talking about adding stuff like that to Rising Nations.
That seems very tough. Like, if you're trying to add, like, an air division, like paratroopers, you're gonna sort of need, like, a new plane and stuff.
They have paratroopers in Rising Nations.
Oh, shit. You see, I'm new, okay? I'm very new. I have 50,000 XP.
And they technically added cargo transports, but it's kind of like it. Anyways, I want to talk about adding special forces because, yes, you know how it says right click to do advanced training.
Yes, like you could train your stuff. You could also upgrade them into tech tree. Well, not really tech tree. It's just sort of.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it sort of is tech tree.
I'm thinking of
Yeah,
a new
that stuff.
idea. I'm thinking of making your own special forces in the military place.
You can do that. You can. That's how you know
No.
how you like
You can make special
make
forces.
military group. You
No,
can give it a name, then
that's
give it a military group.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about advanced training, and then it would be in the military section, and then you could train those. So then, let's just say that 100 of those people could take down 600. Let's just say 100 special forces could take down 600 tanks, and they would just be so OP. And most of the time, special
I
forces.
feel like the issue with that movie, it's got to be like nukes, which very hard to do, because then everything's going to be OP. Everyone's going to be doing it, so you got to make it like half as hard as nukes, I'd say.
I would say that, like, you see, U.S. Navy SEALs. If you don't know about them, that's fine. But I'm thinking that you
Yes,
need.
I know.
Okay, but U.S. Navy SEALs are special forces that can rescue hostages, and they're not really used in average military divisions for just average war. They're used to rescue people and stuff, and altogether, they're a very dangerous job. But I'm thinking, since that couldn't really be used in Rise of Nations, they should just use special forces. And like you were saying, half as tough as nukes. How would you do that?
Well, I'd recommend making a research team of the military section where you could get like better generals each time. I know that's already sort of a thing. You like like after like you have your own using your own military points, which you already have to make military wagers and stuff. You
That's
can
a good
make
idea.
other tech tree to like slowly like after 5 ones that cost like each one goes up by like 1,000 or something, you'll be able to do it. Not as hard as in nukes,
Yeah.
but I feel like it would make the game a bit less crazy. If
Okay,
you
so
play it
my
playing crazy, it's like shredder bugs if we would have just let it like easy.
okay. Let's not change topics to planes.
Yes,
By the way.
let's not. Let's not.
Okay, but
Yes.
so, anyways, I
I?
want to share my idea of how we can make it hard to get special forces.
Yes.
So,
Go ahead.
my idea, okay, is to make it so someone's sending me a bunch of Discord notifications, so I'm sorry for my one viewer who's just so annoyed at that.
I don't hear it personally.
Oh, okay. It's probably on my screen. It's probably those scam bots. They're just like, hey, you've won 7 million Robux.
I know. I keep getting that. Like ones with Discord Nitro. I blocked like each one I see. I just blocked them. I blocked off 15 people.
Yeah, bro.
In the
They're
past.
probably they keep sending the same message, and we're in the middle of our first podcast, so that would be weird to change to,
Yeah, let's not change topics to Discord.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about my way to make it so then special forces are much harder to get. I'm thinking both cost and train. Okay. So there's military power, of course, right?
Right.
But military experience is also another thing, but you can only access it by selecting all of your troops. Bro,
I hear your mom, yeah. What the hell is happening?
My grandma's laughing. My grandma
What the
laughs.
hell? That sounds crazy. It sounds like she's like
Bro, I want to mute my mic right now.
You want me?
Bro, right now I wish I could tell her. Okay, wait. Okay. Finally.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Nobody's watching to hear. Nobody's watching to hear.
Okay, good.
I bet $0 in 5 months no one is watching past 10 minutes.
Bro, people are gonna report this maybe.
Well, what if there is none? Because there will be none.
Okay, my grandma just okay, we should not we're changing topics a lot.
We are. We're just gonna say, let's not change topics. And then like 2 Bro, your grandma sounds like a nice. I don't know.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so my idea is to make military experience. Okay, so military experience. But
We already know it. Yeah, it takes
yes, but
spending all your
instead
troops
it
in
would be on
Spain.
the military tab, and like because like they don't really they have that, but it's not as accessible because you can only access it by looking at all your troops. And it just feels kind of lazy to do that. I don't know why, but it just seems that they should add it on the military tab. And then once you have enough experience, then you can train them for, let's say, $130 million.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah. You
That's
said
more
you
than
bought.
a city.
I
I guess
actually,
that's same here. That's as tough as like Duke.
but people don't really care about the like China players and U.S. players. So why don't we up the price depending on how big your country is? So then if it's
I agree. Like, if you're just a micro nation, it'll be a bit easier. Like,
yeah.
but like if you're USA, it'll be I don't know,
I just think
trillion
that
or something.
it is kind of a tough idea because I would think that you should own. I would think that they. It's kind of a hard one to justify and whether they would add it, but it would just be so. People would abuse it a lot. So I'm thinking that you
I
can.
agree.
Yeah. So I'm
That's what
thinking.
I was saying earlier to make it as 7 nukes, but that's why we're both saying it.
Yeah. So you know how like a lot of things have major upkeep.
Yes.
Uh, I'm thinking so when you do government spending, which no one does because no one cares about their people. So
Yeah.
caring about them, hearing about
Fuck
them
their
is very
people.
cringe. So I'm thinking the upkeep should be around 10 million per month. Um, so does that sound hard enough? Yeah. Um, so should be
I got another idea. Like the last one.
okay. Last
I want people. Policies are so underrated.
yes, yes.
Yes. I mean, like they're so good. I always use this. If my stability is going down to 48% or something, and I have like 300 manpower, not manpower, political power saved, you know I'm enabling the martial law. That thing is so good. It gets your stability like all the way back up, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like cost like your actual money besides political power. What are
He's
you
the
gonna really use political power that much? You're not.
political
You're only gonna
power.
change it to do, like laws to change, like conscription laws and ideology. So
Yeah,
it's not that important.
political power is very hard to get, and it almost takes. It can take. So it may even take an hour. I'm not kidding. It may even take an hour to get 1,000 political power, and then you're just gonna blaze through that immediately once you put on martial law. So I think that political power. I mean, it's very logical to make political power how you pay for policies, but in reality, you don't need political power to ensure policies that much.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you have spare ones and your stability is going down, that is quite underrated. If
It
you have
is.
like
It is.
160 stability, probably not. Maybe, but if you have like 250, go ahead and do that martial act because that thing's only 100 stability and not very much to maintain.
Yeah.
So,
So I really
the
think.
only way it will like really go out is once you're done doing martial law.
Yeah.
So,
So martial law. Yeah. It's. I only figured out about it a couple days ago, and I would say that policies. There's not enough of them, and they're underrated, and the creator needs to make more and make them better.
well, I wouldn't say better because then there'd be OP, but I think there should be more like every different one. Neutrality Act, but slightly more different. Thingamabob. The only ones I know is the Neutrality Act and the martial law, because just like him, I learned it probably like 4 days ago.
Bro,
Speech.
imagine if the creator was like really wanted to be edgy and put abortion. That'd be so bad.
Yeah, God. Roblox update. We had like what's that? Remember that like a
I really hope we don't get
weeks
banned by
ago,
someone.
a couple of weeks ago when they did the where that like random Fox game did the cancer update. This is the same energy.
Yeah. But I think that they should add more, kind of. And also, I think that political power is just, it's. Political power is very
Underrated.
powerful.
I
Political power is
What do you
powerful.
think the name is? It power, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think political power is quite underrated.
And
Use it
also, it's very
once.
hard. It's kind of hard to get. So I think that they should just make it a little bit more accessible by at least, let's say, 30%.
I don't agree. You just sort of gotta wait for. I don't know. If you want to get 100 power, that only takes like 2 minutes. So it
Yeah,
is not that
that's a
hard.
good
So I
point.
think it is extremely underrated.
Well, then they should make, like, if the creator were really, as we were talking about earlier, how the creator added fascism to be more powerful, then why don't we have ideologies make. Wait, does this already exist? They should make different ideologies, they should make different ideologies, okay, have different amounts of growth in political power. So fascism.
Oh, that's a smart idea. That's such a smart idea. I agree to that now.
Yeah, so, like,
I haven't thought of that.
I can't decide if democracy would be powerful or not. I kind of think it would be just 50%. I don't know. It wouldn't be too powerful.
I
But
feel
then,
like it'd give you like an extra times 1.5 political power growth, like something like that.
yeah. And, yeah. So, definitely, political power is very
Very
underrated,
underrated.
very powerful, and it can honestly change your country. And,
Yeah, it
yeah.
really can.
And,
A lot of people are going like crazy with stability, like, oh, I gotta do something with trades, I gotta make these events or something.
for some reason, I'm really bad at with
Political
stability.
power and policies can literally save you. That I've
Yes,
done it. It
yes.
works. I've gone from 36 stability to 55 with a few policies.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, I should wait a little bit. I should apply them when I'm, like, very desperate, because I sometimes don't apply them when I'm only at, like, 47% stability.
Yes, because it only goes up by like, it only goes up to like 55%. Well, I don't really know. Some has a max like limit of how high you could go. So I recommend using it if your power is 45 or something like that, or it's going down really fast at like 48. Like it's going down one every second.
Yeah.
Well, save your ass. That never happened. I
I
would
also think.
say it goes down one every 5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very, very, very stupid one. But with the special forces, what if you could? So this would make the special forces even more useless, but also very useful. You know how, like, sometimes you just hate the person who's playing a country. You're just like, oh my god, like, bro, you're invading every country that I need.
Yeah.
What if you could use special forces and you pay no more than $1 billion, because it would be very hard.
No more than $1 billion. Why?
I'm trying not to laugh.
$1 billion and below.
I'm trying not to laugh, but I kind of really think that they should do that. No more than $1 billion to kill them, to kill the ruler, and then they would have to pick another country. So, but I know I would be OP.
That's gonna be way too OP.
Yes.
I feel like you're
and $2 trillion.
I feel like, okay, this is my plan. So my idea tech tree. If you wanted to actually put it to work, you already trained them. Let's say we have a couple of like that you have to go through to do it, and you need a billion, like maybe $1.5 billion, maybe a bit harder. I know I keep saying this. That'd be like really hard, but
Yeah.
eliminate an entire nation. What if you had the North American? You just eliminated it all with $1.5 billion. That's pretty OP.
Yeah, so I kind of really revoke my decision of assassination. But you know the events.
The closest thing we have in the game is funding rebels.
Yeah, so you know how there's scandals in the game for the events?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what about that? Okay, but you could use that money to. What if you could use scandals? Because scandals sometimes are annoying, and they can sometimes like hurt your country just a little bit. But I'm thinking, what if you could use that to spread? What if you could spend? What if you could use political power to send a scandal to another country to make them just like a little bit weaker? Because it's not too OP. It's not
I
really.
think, I mean, I don't really agree with that, but maybe you can use political power to, like, sort of, like, if you have, I don't know, 200 political power, you stop 50% of the scandal, like, I don't know, something. It's not realistic, but I feel like doing
Mhm.
that just,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
So,
know.
so.
I feel like people are gonna try and make their economy go to shit,
Mhm.
so other economy goes, the captain goes down with the ship, basically.
Mhm.
I feel like that would be used a lot, like, or just kamikaze, like, my economy is bad, but so is yours.
The funny thing is that all these can be most of the stuff that we're saying in real life can already be done. So it's really true how OP the
I
world
know
is.
we're basing
Yeah.
it's really OP how the world, the world needs a, when are the updaters gonna give it a nerf?
Bro, I can't wait until they do a patch note on the world.
Yeah, I can't wait into the new sword buff.
uh, so I want to also talk. You know how we know the CIA and the FBI. They're all and the police forces. There's a lot of forces that aren't really military style, but like investigation that aren't. There's like
Yes.
it's kind of a different category. But I'm thinking, what if there was a police branch to stop rampant corruption?
That sounds pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
think it needs to be extremely OP. It could be like military leaders where it's in like, it could have its own sort of like section and you just sort of like
I'm thinking
put it
that
up for like 500
yeah,
like stability power. That's what I'm just gonna call it
because
because
like
it's not like
rampant
menace.
corruption is is like one of the things that are really annoying, hard,
I agree.
and they can really damage your economy, stability, and all through it's more just annoying. So the reason why the police force would be so good, I'm thinking, you know how like at the bottom of your screen you can see your military power, like aircraft, ships, infantry, and tanks.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what if you could do that, but with those forces, like FBI or whatever country. It's not going to be FBI for every country because they're only using that in really America. CIA and police, and we can always have different names for them. So it could be like,
Yes.
so for FBI,
Like
it
we
could be
could
like,
give them like, I agree. Like I know I keep saying this. We could like do the same thing as the military like branch section in the game. Like you have, you could make your own, could make your own divisions, but instead it's just groups. So like you could make, just call it something like, I don't know,
mm-hmm.
FBI something, but because
I'm
you're the
think
owner, you can make it whatever you want. But you
I'm
could just do
thinking
that and then,
the thing about Hyperant that
yeah.
I know is
And
that
it,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Go
thing
ahead.
about Hyperant that I know of that might make him not like this idea is that he
Like
had
he'd ever watch this.
no that it theoretically the thing that if Hyperant
It's almost as unlikely that you'd get.
I know but this would it
Sorry.
just please
Go. Go
it's
ahead.
very unlikely because I know if like I feel like the creators of Rise of Nations kind of like to give little challenges, and altogether, I feel like they don't really know because like to be honest, in my opinion, it's not about what makes the game more easy and harder for the players. It's about what makes it more fun for the players. That's more important. Because like the electronics update made it everyone better, but then everyone hated it, and he just assumed, well, that's kind of unfair. So I think that Hyperant doesn't really understand that. So I think that he would revoke this not special forces, but FBI, CIA, and police force.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think is that I think that it should be only. I think that police should be cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how to feel about that mix. Is there anything else? And then we last one.
yeah, so I'm thinking the names for FBI, because like FBI is kind of more lower ranking than CIA, you know. So I'm thinking it should be, um, we should just call them investigators or interrogators or whatever. So we could have investigators and then advanced investigators, and then investigators could obviously be FBI and advanced could be CIA. So yeah, anything else? Yeah, before we wrap this up.
Yes, my final idea in private servers, you could change AI difficulty because personally, in my opinion, it's not very fun just being in a private server invading countries because they don't fight back.
That's a good
So
idea, actually.
my idea is that there's like a section in the I forgot what panel it is, but it's in the top corner in private servers where you, like do seeding and stuff and make custom borders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that you'd be able to change the difficulty for like them just like regrowing their infantry to like if they will invade their country if you can, to also like funding rebels, and then like those like three, and then just normal we have right now. I feel like those
Yeah.
would make the game a lot more fun with private servers because
like
if you're like me, my friend, my other dude, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we'll just call him
Yeah, but
Michael. We'll just call him Michael for now.
Yes, aka
Yeah.
we live in very different. We have a 3-hour time zone. So when he gets
Wait, you're talking about me. You're talking about me. I don't really care if they know my name. Just call it.
Yeah.
My name is Jackson.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so if me and Jackson have a 3-hour time difference. So for those 3 hours while I wait for him to get, I have to do something, and I get bored pretty easy. My attention span is shit, like probably the rest of Gen Z. I feel like having custom AI difficulty in Rise of Nations would present such more of a challenge to people trying to make like custom empire. I know you could go into public servers. Those are always like you just want a fresh slate, but it's also a bit hard. I feel like that would be very good, and I'd have a lot of fun with that.
This is a very, very good idea. I love it. One thing is that if it goes to a certain point, they should have waypoints on how difficult. And if
that's what I'm saying.
But if it goes past, let's say, just 50, then if you do a formable, it counts as a formable. Isn't that a good
idea? I like that.
Yeah. Because it's still fun to form formables in private servers. It's still fun to form formables in general.
Yeah.
But there's more satisfaction when you know you're getting it, you know?
Yeah.
And to be honest, if it's a really big one, like British Empire and private server, it still feels really rewarding, but I think that it should still count if it goes past 50. So yeah, that was our first podcast of the Rise of Nations idea.
Whenever the fuck we want to.
Yes. But for now, we'll just call it the Rise of Nations General Podcast.
Okay.
No, Rise of Nations Unofficial Podcast. Boom. We don't even have a name.
Whatever. Who the hell cares? They'll be the title tomorrow.
Okay. You watch this. We don't care if you hate it. Goodbye.